Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Now, today's topic is about long distance relationships. So, a lot of the women I've spoken to that are experiencing or in or coming out of long distance relationships, a lot of the comments and the questions are, what happens when he doesn't text me after a few days or a week or a few weeks? How do I tell if he's still interested in me? Because the intimacy has changed, the regularity in text messages and phone calls has changed, the duration in conversation has changed, the behavior, the attitude, the effort has changed. How do I tell that this person is still, I can still call this person my person, right? So let's talk about the bright side and the dark side of long distance relationships, right? So let's talk about the bright side first. First and foremost, long distance relationships are possible. They can work, okay? But what it takes to make a long distance relationship work has a lot of ingredients. You have to be very confident, very open to being vulnerable, very honest. You have to be very flexible. You have to be extremely conscious and understanding to make it work. Why? Because you might be living a few hours away, right? Let's say you're not even living in different countries. You're living a few hours away, okay? The challenges that you will face is, what's that person's lifestyle like? You know, how busy are they? What's their work like? Do they tend to get stressed very often? You know, are they coming out of a bad relationship that's sort of still ongoing? You know, is this person still recovering from a bad relationship? Does this person travel very often? Is this person even phone savvy? You know, is it the kind of person that really responds to text messages really well? Or is this the kind of person that prefers face-to-face conversation? So there's a lot of things that you got to take in about the person that you're dealing with. Okay, the man that you're dealing with, what are they like? What are their behaviors? What are their characters? What are their preferences? You know, what are their likes and dislikes? The more you understand these things, the better the long distance relationship can work. Because when their moods change, when their behaviors change, when their habits change, does this man communicate well? Is he a strong communicator? Because you got to understand the fundamentals about being in a long distance relationship is the ability to communicate, right? We have to be able to express ourselves, share our feelings through words, through conversations, through intimate conversations, right? We have to be able to connect with someone that's living miles and miles away, okay? So if you're not a strong communicator or your partner's not a strong communicator, it's gonna be very, very difficult. But it all comes down to the person that you're dealing with, their lifestyle, their character, their behaviors. The more you know, the more you can be aware, and the more you can sort of attain to those needs. Okay, now let's look at the darker side of long distance relationships. If you don't know what they're up to on a day-to-day basis, you know, if they are coming out of a relationship that still left some scars, that still has triggers, that's still sort of ongoing in their resolution. They've split up, but they still talk. They're still figuring things out. Is it a baby mama? You know, what's going on there? Are they having financial issues in their life? Are they having challenges in their work, right? There's so many things about that person on the other side of the world, or the other side of the state. There's a lot of things about them that can affect that long distance relationship. Again, as I mentioned, communication skills, right? Because what I find is this, ladies and gents, the building of long distance relationship is beautiful because, as I said, you're communicating through words, right? You're talking, you're expressing yourself, and you have plenty of time. So you send a message, that person has plenty of time to conjure up what their response is going to be like, how intimate, how passionate, how romantic they're going to make it be, so it can connect with you. That's the beautiful part of long distance relationship. There's so much desire, there's so much hunger, there's so much need that is built up until that person sees you. That's the beautiful part of a long distance relationship. The other thing is, how long can one wait? When you desire someone so much, how long can you wait to be close to that person? When someone is not just a phone call away, hey, look, I got home early, I got home late, Can you come over? Can you come see me? When you don't have those options, sometimes it can be beautiful, but sometimes it can be disastrous, okay? So over time, long distance relationships tend to fizzle out because there's so much distance. You know, you have to plan a month or two in advance just to go and see that person that you love and you care about. The other side of the problem is, who's going to take the risk? Who's going to say, I'm gonna pack up my stuff, I'm gonna fly over to you, I'm gonna move in with you, I'm gonna stay with you, I'm gonna distance myself from my family, from my friends, I'm gonna change my job, I'm gonna change my life so I can come and commit to you, commit to this relationship. It's a huge ask, right? And it's a huge gamble, because the man you are conversing with over the phone calls and the video calls and the text messages and the emails may not be exactly what you have built him up to be in person. Is this person going through something in his life? Is this person short-tempered? Is this person very anxious? Is this person, you know, are they in a position in life where they are stable, right? Because over the phone calls, you're conversing at the right times, right? But at the end of the day, when you're there living with them 24/7, who are they? How much do you actually know them, right? It's just like social media. What you see on social media is the best part of someone's day, right? They're showing you the best picture out of 100. That's how these long distance relationships kind of work. Some people may say, but yeah, he calls me when he's upset. He calls me when he's sad. Yes. But between that, he's had time to think, to feel, to compose himself so he can give you the best of the worst of himself within that moment, right? So from your side, you're feeling connected, you're feeling emotional, you're feeling as if he's sharing, but what we're missing is that there is no true connection with that amount of distance. Again, I'm not saying long distance don't work. I'm saying the challenges and the ingredients that's required can be very tough. You as a partner have to be very flexible, very understanding, very open, it's a very vulnerable position to put yourself in. Now, what would I recommend to make a long distance relationship work? I recommend doing a lot of research, right? I recommend putting your best effort to learn as much about this person as possible, to understand this person as possible. But saying that comes with its challenges, come with its risks, because you put a lot of time and effort into knowing someone, but you may be only knowing half of someone, only knowing what someone wants you to know, right? You put in a lot of time, effort, and energy into building this imagination of what life could be like should you be closer to this person. That may not come to fruition. So you're putting your heart on the line for something that is not guaranteed. Okay? So these are things I really want you to consider when you are considering a long distance relationship, or if you are in a long distance relationship. Anything can happen. Anything can happen from one moment to the next. Some men can be very committed, very loyal, very respectful, and make it work, but not many can. Because a lot of men do require in-person attention, do require, how do I say this? They require their needs to be met. And they don't like waiting too long for it. So I guess the other way of making it work is, are you okay with that person that you're talking to kind of having someone else around until you guys get to that space? That's another thing, and that also comes into flexibility, understanding, and being open and vulnerable and these kind of things. How much can you trust someone? You know, how much can you pour into someone and trust that they'll respect and reciprocate that? Right? So I want you to take a moment, think about all of this, let it marinate. And if you are in a long distance relationship, if you are experiencing some of these challenges, if you are confused, as always, hit me in the comment section, hit me in the DMs if it's something that's, you want to keep private, and we talk about it. Until then, let it marinate. I'll see you on the next one.